Hey everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Sorry I'm a bit tardy. Having trouble getting my mic going. So yeah, maybe I'll try it here. Well, if anybody's on, you can see if my audio is coming up. But maybe this works. Can anybody hear me? I don't know. But to be on the safe side, we will get rid of that. We're here to talk not about mics, but about one of the most interesting wide receivers I feel like we've brought in this year. That's Omarion Miller, wide receiver, previously committed to, okay, countdown timer. Awesome. Can you hear me with that? That's awesome. Perfect. Perfect, because this sounds so much better. But previously committed to LSU, then decommitted from LSU, then committed to our big time rival, Nebraska. Of course, that all changed with Coach Prime coming to Colorado. Was able to get a late minute flip coming here in December. And yeah, I think on the video headline I put, was he our version of Deebo Samuel? He's somebody that we can run him in the backfield a little bit. He's kind of a stockier, big guy, 6'2", 200 pounds. But if you've been watching the Buffs for a little while now, at least, a player that he might remind you of is probably our best player that we've had in the last 5-6 years, Laviska Shenault. He's a guy, he doesn't have, the 4.3 speed, but still enough speed to get the job done. He's able to make big time contested catches downfield in traffic, but he's also a guy that you can throw a bubble screen out to. You can run an end around with him, or heck, maybe even do some wildcat with him there at quarterback. I don't know about that, but extremely productive player, and I think you guys will like the way in which he moves. It's it's a little bit different than a lot of the guys that maybe will be running out as the starters this year, but a really fun player and a lot of room to grow. So before I get in, I just wanted to highlight a little bit just his production that he had at the high school level in Louisiana. Extremely productive in his high school career. 154 receptions, about 3,500 yards, and 43 touchdowns. Man averaged 116 yards a game. His junior year, he had a 20 touchdown season. Wanted to throw on his junior huddle tape at least first. Check that out. And then his senior year, he also came back with another strong year, 15 touchdowns his senior year as well. So he's been a productive player. Again, playing varsity as an underclassman, that's always something that we look for. And played a little bit of defense as well, had some interceptions. He had a kickoff return for a touchdown, would return, well, I think he returned one punt, all that, but nonetheless, he can do a lot of interesting things. So let's go ahead and dive in. And we'll enjoy some of this tape. This has been way overdue getting into this. But yeah, this is a junior tape, 76 receptions, 1,500 yards, 20 TDs. You'll see the contested catches that he makes on here are just it's so impressive. All right, so first play here, you'll see him up top. And you'll see a lot of this where he's able to high point the ball in traffic in between different defenders. You'll see him make one-handed catches in those situations as well. And then here, a little end around or handoff, wide receiver run. He kind of does look like a running back when the ball's in his hands. Even when he catches it outside. And then here, just a big guy again, pass interference. He's able to maintain his balance and make a really difficult touchdown catch. Again, another example of him high pointing the ball, jumping to get that catch in the red zone around other defenders. I think he's somebody, as you can see, I mean, kind of reminds you, Colorado people, maybe a little bit of Cortland Sutton, with his ability to make contested catches. This one's really great. I mean, pulled down halfway already, able to bring the ball in. Just shows that, how great of concentration he has. And again, being able to tip that ball around other defenders. He's somebody that you can throw the ball into tight windows with. You can throw those 50-50 balls, and he probably has a better than 50% chance of bringing this down. Again, a lot of these touchdown catches, he's not making wide open or anything like that. He's having to make a very athletic play to bring in the touchdown, bring in the catch. But don't get me wrong, he's not slow by any means, right? Again, getting the ball in the backfield. And you see he's got that type of vision. And they put toughness on here, but yeah, it's being that dog, being able to break a couple tackles there. I just like getting the ball in his hands. Some of the guys that we brought in, definitely more speedsters. So you just want to get them in open space, see if they can make a guy miss, see if they can just exploit gaps. And don't get me wrong, he's got speed like right there. It's kind of like a Barry Sanders type move, right? But he's also a guy that you want to get the ball in space or quickly to him because he can break tackles. Again, kind of out of that Laviska Shenault type mold where he can do a bunch of different things. I mean, look at the agility there, the jukes to make the guy miss. He's got that vision where he saw that hole opening up before pretty much everybody else did. And I mean, that's why he's in the end zone. Here, a little slanter crosser. Again, breaking more tackles. Again, 6'2", 200 pounds already coming in here as a freshman. You got to imagine that he's going to put on some more size. I mean, maybe he could still get up to 6'4". And I love that. Just throwing that guy to the side, just taking it easy to the touchdown. It's entertaining stuff, man. I really do think it is. I mean, that's probably his easiest touchdown we've seen on the tape. Here's the game winner. And again, making this difficult catch over the shoulder in traffic, bringing that in. And then another one, not showing any fear and going over the middle. Yeah, I think we'll see him used with these bubble screens and stuff here at CU in Sean Lewis's offense. Another fantastic downfield contested catch. And then here, it's just one cut and he's gone. Yeah, if he's able to put on another couple inches, 6'3", 6'4", I mean, he's already a red zone threat. But I mean, he's going to be even more so as he puts on a little bit of size and strength. I mean, he's got such a great base already coming in here to college. And he's comfortable with hand fighting. He's comfortable with being interfered with. It's what he's dealt with at the high school level. And it doesn't stop him from remaining productive. I think that's one other little thing that I want to point out is very often downfield, he's getting interfered with, and he's not letting that be an excuse of why he isn't bringing down these balls. He's still doing it, which is highly impressive. Sorry about that. Had an ad pop up. But yeah, let's check in with the fellas, see how everybody's doing. Again, countdown timer. Thanks for joining in, Johnny Pena. Coach Lewis is going to have so much fun in this offense. Yeah, absolutely. Like it's he has a lot of different types of weapons to utilize. They have a few different types of profiles of wide receiver, and that's what's going to be fun. You're going to get a lot of different types of looks. Not everybody is the same. I'm on early here, Zion. Absolutely. Yeah, normally I kind of take it easy in the mornings or so, but trying to get back in the habit of getting on here a little bit earlier and still kind of experimenting with what times work well in terms of audience and engagement, what don't. I was kind of hoping to do this last night because I had a lot of fun doing that late night live the other day, but then I just want to go to bed. Y'all know how it is. Yeah, Zion Miller is going to see the field early. I definitely believe that. He's somebody that 40 whatever touchdowns I just read. I mean, that is just insanity. 43, averaging 116 yards per game at the wide receiver position. I mean, it doesn't get much more productive than that. Am I right? And probably just I saw in 24/7 their scouting report with him right now. They project him as a day 3 NFL draft pick, but they say that he's a high floor kind of guy, and he definitely has potential to work his way up into day 1 or 2 of the draft. Right. Again, if he's able to put on just a little bit more size, if he's able to add to his frame while also adding a little bit of speed, because you can still gain speed here during your college years, right? Yeah, and one of my favorite all-time buffs, again, when I was at school at CU, my favorite player to watch, of course, was Laviska Shenault, and he's the player that we're bringing in that reminds me the most of him. And Laviska, man, like he won us a handful of games that we didn't really have business winning, and he was clutch, made big time plays for us, right? All right, Zion says Coach Sean Lewis has all types of shapes and sizes in the receiver room. Will be a mismatch. Teams are not used to it. Absolutely. L chiming in saying he thinks that Miller and Hopkins will redshirt. Yeah, I, they do get 4 games before I guess they have to redshirt. So we'll see. But even if he's getting on the field as a redshirt freshman, I would still count that as getting on the field early. Trevor Branch, Omarion Miller, Caleb Mathis, and Adam Hopkins are nice wide receiver freshmen. Asad Wasim, I really like. The other night, we were also talking a little bit about Jordan Onwebue, who was not highly recruited, even though he went to Modern Day, because he was kind of a late bloomer and didn't play consistently until his senior year. But he's another kind of big-bodied guy, sort of like this sort of makeup profile that Omarion Miller has. And yeah, and Adam Hopkins, another 6'2" guy. I think he's got a little bit more speed. And where's he from? Coming from Georgia. Again, all these guys are coming from the football states. Zion says Coach Brett Bartolone is going to have some young dogs in this receiver room. Can't wait for Aaron Butler next year. Yeah. I mean, this wide receiver room it's hard to wrap my mind around, as a CU fan, because uh, we just haven't had this type of depth or this type of athlete in the receiver room, like 1 through 15 or whatever. It's going to be a lot of fun, and that's right. I mean, we got Jacob Page, who's another 6', 6'1", speedy guy out of Tennessee, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and then Asad Wasim, who was extremely productive in Florida. I think probably could have, been a 4-star based on his production and his speed. I mean, another extremely productive player. Again, I've said this a lot. I'd like to see him on punt returns. Very fun player. Yeah, we're definitely gonna get a 5-star. I don't know if Ryan Wingo is gonna end up coming here, right? But even if he doesn't, wide receiver is like one of those positions where I feel like there are plenty of players that can come in here and get the job done. And you don't necessarily, sometimes I feel this way, with quarterback, just as a general rule of thumb, I think that I would prefer, you want to get those higher rated guys. Usually they end up projecting out better or, fulfilling their projections at a higher rate at the college and then into the NFL level. But wide receiver is one of those positions where even if you're not getting maybe a top 5 guy or whatever, there's still the position group is just so deep throughout the country. The talent pool is so deep that there's really a lot of guys that you can get fantastic production out of. And I do think a lot of how they develop and some of that has to do with are they playing with a good quarterback? So I know we got some interesting guys in here right now. Kason Wiseman, Ryan Staub. Again, I liked seeing how he played the spring game in terms of the command that I felt like he showed, the poise that he had. Again, as a guy that should have still been in high school come the spring game, but he's somebody that, and they've talked about how in a lot of these brain games and different things like that, he can keep up with Shador with all these things that they do in the quarterback room. But, and we got Danny O'Neal coming in, who was a Elite 11 finalist. But I would like to see them go after a big, like a 6'4" guy, like that just makes the job easier, but I know that those quarterbacks, they can be hard to wrangle in. And maybe we'll be getting a little bit more attention once we start to put some wins on the field when it comes to this, or once people see that Shador is like breaking all the school records, right? We'll see. But I want to know your thoughts on that. I know it's in the college game, you can get away with having a 6-foot quarterback. And it's been done in the NFL more often, but it it just is easier when you got a guy who's 230 pounds, 6'4", right? It's just easier that way. Also, Zion's right. Not sure how Caleb gets more hype than Jacob Page and Assad. Yeah, I really like both of those guys too. I think, Caleb, he's just kind of a celebrity. I mean, he's coming over here with teammates. He's practically a family member with Coach Prime. He's featured in the Well Off videos a lot because of that. And you kind of saw him play that Jimmy Horn role at the spring game with Jimmy Horn, nursing a little injury or whatever. I do think you'll probably see Caleb redshirt this year. Again, he could prove me wrong, but he's just he's a little small. I'm sure he's heard that, but I would like to see him put a little bit more size on his frame just for injury prevention. He's not getting tackled by high school guys anymore. It's going to be college guys. Zion says it's going to be a camp battle with Danny O'Neal next year. Yeah, I can't wait to see how he produces this year, his senior year. But yeah, definitely need to talk quarterback. Zion feels that way. But L, you bring up a good point. Like Paxton Lynch. Let's talk about Paxton Lynch. He was a great tall quarterback at Memphis, but he knew like 5 plays, right? That's what was that Gary Kubiak that said that? I'm trying to remember, man. But yeah, height definitely doesn't determine, how you're going to turn out. But I do think it does make the job a little bit easier. Not sure you can redshirt. How you can redshirt a walk on. Oh, okay. So do they? Man, I swear, like I've never talked more about walk-ons or like thought about walk-ons more before this year because it's just kind of been irrelevant. So y'all can help me understand this. With walk-ons, do they just always burn a year of eligibility every year they're on the team? Is that kind of how it works? Yeah. Like I said, Caleb, he's practically family to the Prime family, so it makes sense of why he's always being talked about, and he's got a fantastic, likable personality. Like seeing him and um, oh come on, who who's his Carter Stallmeyer, yeah, who I talked the other day. Like they seeing their dynamic is pretty funny, man. I love it. Johnny Pena, how many TDs will 12 throw, run? Do you mean number two? Do you mean Shador? I don't think we'll see Travis Hunter do any of the throwing. Maybe get a rushing touchdown, but I think the single season school record is 28 passing touchdowns. I think he'll eclipse that this year. Maybe it's 30. Okay, L, you're explaining this. Thank you. Walk-ons have the same rules as scholarship players. They're all cleared through the NCAA clearinghouse like a normal athlete, so you can redshirt them. That's great to know. Nick Braxton, what's up? Nessa Mose, good to see ya. Yeah, I believe Omarion Miller will ball out. Yeah, let's go ahead and dive into some of um, his senior year tape. Well, let me read this comment really quick. It's not guaranteed he gets a scholarship there. Loda at slot receiver going into the season. He does good in workouts. Can't deny him that. Yeah, but I don't get me wrong. I love some of the walk-ons that we got. We do got another guy in Charlie Offerdahl. Like I like him, but I just have a feeling that these scholarships are going to be saved for other players. That's just my feeling. But it would be heartwarming and really cool to see them get it. But I just think that those scholarships are going to be used somewhere else. Because we still got to find a tight end, man. Maybe the aliens. Maybe if the aliens are here, we can find them and get them to play tight end because we are shallow as heck at tight end. All right. Let's go and take a look at Omarion Miller's senior highlights now. Y'all will enjoy this as well. And then I know DNVR probably goes on a little bit. So we'll wrap up here a little bit after this. In 15 touchdowns his senior season. And I mean, just a very impressive catch. They'll give another replay of it here where he's kind of knocked down. But again, like I said earlier, he doesn't allow getting interfered with to affect whether he catches the ball or not, which is just really impressive. Like he's able to make these catches with contact in close coverage with guys around him. It shows the concentration that he has. And here, I think you'll see a lot of this. Just get him the ball, and he kind of breaks through that defense like a running back. Another jump ball, 50-50 ball, coming down with it one-handed. Love to see that. And then, man, just fantastic positioning, tracking of the football there, high pointing it with guys on him, bringing it in for the touchdown. And just a really fun juke move. Again, it's kind of those little things like that that remind me of somebody like Chenault or DEEBO Samuel, being able to make those guys miss like that and how they move. And then, yeah, right here's another touchdown catch, another really impressive one. He's able to tip the ball to himself and come down with the catch as he's falling to the ground. And then, yes, here is that one kickoff return for a touchdown that he had. Again, already breaking a couple tackles, bouncing it outside. And, here he just allows his speed to take care of the rest. Good job on the team blocking as well. quick little slant there. And yeah, he did play DB. I think he had a couple picks, if I remember correctly. But we're not going to see any time at DB. Nice little return though. Pick six. Another little screen play here, busting through that hole, and he goes untouched. I like this one. This kind of end around and showing his ability to run through contact again, which is it's a lot of fun to watch. And then the little Tyreek Hill peace sign at the end, a little personality and flair on top of it. You gotta love it. Yeah, he's a guy that you can give the ball to in some sort of designed run, even in the red zone, and that's another really cool wrinkle that Sean Lewis can incorporate when we're in the red zone. Is that he's somebody that we can get the ball to quickly if it's going to keep the defense, catch them off on their heels. Yeah, and I just love how he's able to. He tracks the ball really well. It seems like he's always able to find the right inside positioning. He's always able to time his jumps correctly to win those contested 50-50 balls. He's a really fun player. Again, like I was saying, interfered with all the time, and he still comes down with these catches. The concentration is great. And then again, reading the whole, like making that quick cut just like a running back would, and then he's off to the races. Oh yeah, and this was like a weird punt return. It looked like they were kind of in a defensive coverage. They punted it, but then turns this upfield and makes a really impressive touchdown return with it here. Or yeah, punt return touchdown. And I like seeing him work his way back to the football. Again, his ability to track, identified pretty early on with that throw that it was going to be underthrown. Comes back and makes the catch. Just another impressive run. Is able to break 2 tackles there. And then I think this is the last one on his tape. They put it in slow motion here, and you can kind of see the little fake here that he gives. A couple little juke moves. Allows him to bounce it outside. He really understands his leverage, utilizes that other block there from that wide receiver, and he's able to take it all the way upfield for the touchdown. So, yeah, he's a guy that brings a pretty fun, I don't know, he's just a dog, man, when it comes to this type of skill set. He's somebody that clearly isn't affected by being in traffic, having contact, whether that's unfair or fair. He's a really fun player to watch. All right, let me take a look. Nicholas Braxton says 33 is the single season touchdown record to break. Is that incorporating both running and passing? Eva's mom says, I'm pulling for Caleb and Charlie. They both work hard and put in that extra work. Absolutely. Yeah, they definitely do. That's why I kind of feel guilty just saying, like, if I had to bet on it, I don't think they're getting one of those scholarship spots. I feel terrible about it. But again, if they do, I will come on here and gladly eat my crow. Lawrence Collins, it's all about fit and skill. Bryce Young was the best quarterback in college football over the past two seasons. Yeah, at 5'11". That's a great point. Height overrated. See Brock Osweiler, another great, tall Denver quarterback. Great, right? Yeah, it's a fantastic point. And Bryce Young, I mean, his escapability Kind of like Patrick Mahomes in some ways. Both of them, not the tallest guys, but their ability to still move around in the pocket. They kind of have that awareness and feel that you can't quite teach. And that's what also helps make them such special quarterbacks for sure. Yeah, Prime's using the scholarships for defensive linemen, offensive linemen. Yeah, we need more beef. We definitely need more beef. Aaron, good to see ya. Thanks for tuning in as usual. Oh, Nicholas Braxton, passing TDs, 29 to break the passing TD record. Thank you for that clarification. I believe the interception record might get broken too. 8 INTs breaks the record. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, Shador, with how accurate he is, that's definitely a possibility for sure. I mean, yeah, I could totally see him doing that. Omarion Miller is such a long strider. He is. Um, yeah, I love it when he throws up the peace sign. I'm surprised to see you even got Omarion Miller to leave out of the state of Louisiana. Yeah, it's originally when I was writing my little description for this, I was like, it's very rare you're able to get a guy to leave the state of Louisiana and go play somewhere else outside of LSU. But then I'm like, shoot, Nebraska did it first. But then we got Nebraska. We won up them and got Omarion Miller's commitment, and really happy that he's here. But you're right. You don't see a lot of talent leave that state. How many INTs will 21 have? Shoot, man, I don't know. I'm hoping for like 3. CU has that recruiter on the staff who came from LSU. Yes, so that's the connection right there. Yeah, that probably has to do with when Jawan Johnson was committed here as well. Now, I can't remember. Did he have an offer from LSU prior to committing with us? But I know that like LSU like was his thing, and that's where he's at now. Amari Ward, do you think he's coming to see you? I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to remember, what position does Amari Ward play? I feel like I've missed. I've looked at so many guys. Y'all need to remind me. 3,200. Yeah, that's the passing record. Even. Isn't that interesting? How it's 3,200 on the dot. But yeah, man. Like overall, I love Omarion Miller, man. He's a really fun guy, and guys like him, Brent coming in here with a great point here. Just can't wait till the pads come on. Yeah, like that's gonna be where you see guys like Omarion Miller, Javon Antonio really show how dominant they can be. Right now they can't do that. Oh yes, Amari Ward is that offensive lineman. Yes. Thank you for that reminder. Lawrence Collins doesn't think he's coming. Man, well, I saw him. Do we offer another junior college guy as well? And I really don't know, but I hope that we're able to add more beef up front on both lines. If I had a preference, though, probably defensive line. I feel a little bit better about the offensive line than we do the defensive line, just because I feel like we really do got some guys that have played and shown it on the offensive line. Really, I feel like how the offensive line is going to shake up. We're just trying to figure out a little bit of the interior, like what's that going to look like? We were talking about Landon Beebe the other day, along with Jack Bailey. Maybe they're going to play, right guard. We'll see which of these interior linemen compete with Van Wells for center. But I think, man, Jared Christian Lichtenhand, he's a solid left tackle. That man has worked his butt off to get where he's at now. Sy'veon Washington, I feel good about. But, man, yeah, I'm ready for fall camp, man. I'm ready to see these guys hit. Yeah, that's right. Juwan Johnson had an offer from LSU. And, yeah, maybe it was just the room opened up a little bit. He had a little bit more opportunity. But he's there now. Brian Kelly and the staff probably threw him some money. Yeah. Hey, and I don't blame him, man. you get to go play for your dream school and make a little bit more money doing it, by all means. But CU is always going to be a darn good choice here in the future, man. And I can't wait to see what other players commit to this team in the future for sure. Yeah, Sean P. You mentioned just a minute ago that Jacob Page can play, man. He's got great speed, especially for his size. If you like Miller, watch Page. Same type of player, looks like a man amongst boys, has good upside. Yeah, I completely agree. I think I did a video on him early February as well, but he's somebody else that um, we definitely need to dive into. Maybe I just do a video sometime where we just go through kind of everybody's film together. We watch all these freshmen because, man, I love Asad Wasim as well, like big time plays. We are lucky to have the true hard knocks through well off media. Thanks, Bucky. Yeah, man, absolutely. We're gonna get fantastic practice footage every day, and heck, maybe that means I don't even need a media credential, right? Yes, yes. Thank you for this reminder, Nicholas. Yeah, there's this Oklahoma guy that recently entered the transfer portal. We'd love to get him as well. Really, anybody from Oklahoma is going to help to add depth. With David Connor hurt, I think they will maybe get a couple more alignment of depth. I didn't see that David Connor was hurt. What's the type of injury? Is it season ending? Yeah, we got to get some live tailgate videos. Yeah, during the season, absolutely. Yeah, y'all feel free to reach out to me on Twitter or whatever if you're going to be here for one of the games. Again, right now, the only game that I have tickets to right now is USC game, but we'll see kind of how things shake out over time. It's definitely not the only game I'll be at. We got other home games maybe against some less exciting opponents. So I'll probably just buy those more last minute. I believe Antonio will have to be wide out three. Yeah, um, it's going to be really interesting to see how much Travis Hunter's used at wide receiver. I feel like that's still kind of a big question mark. I know he was just kind of used sparingly last year at wide receiver, but then in those last kind of big the SWAC championship, I think he was used a bit at wide receiver, and then of course in the Celebration Bowl, man, that was a really fun game just to see him and Shador's chemistry making big plays. And yeah, when Travis dropped that ball on like the 1 yard line or right there, to see him come back on that next play and make that game time touchdown catch as time is expiring or was expiring. I mean, that's just greatness in your DNA. That was a really fun game. Also, I haven't looked this up yet. Maybe y'all know, but is there a place where I can snag like college all 22 tape? Because I know like NFL.com or whatever, or NFL Plus has had that in the past, but is there a place where I can find it that's just not on YouTube? Because I'd like to take a look more at some of the college film, but I hate getting copyright strikes, man. I hate that stuff. Yeah, that's right. He was committed to Nebraska. Rightfully made the right decision coming to CU. Yeah, Jacob Page has lightning fast speed in the open field. He's got the height with his body frame. Just can't wait till he comes through his body, man. Yeah, I think he's another 6'1", 6'2" guy. Maybe he's even 6'3". I totally agree. Oh, that's awesome to hear, Cheryl C. That he's been looking good. I mean, yeah, I know you probably ideally don't want to put a true freshman back there to return. You got upperclassmen that can do it as well, such as Willie Gaines. You got a guy with at least a little bit of college experience in Tarvarish Dawson that I think could do it really well. But man, I would love to see Saad Wasim return. Yeah, Travis's ball skills are so elite, but he is such a great asset to have on defense. Yeah, and I think with how this team is shaken out, I think I would still want to see him play his majority of time over at the cornerback position and used in certain situations on defense or on offense. Lawrence Collins says, "Yeah, I actually think the O line set again. Yeah, I'm less worried about that than the defensive line. You're deep at every O line position, or too deep at every O line position without much drop off. Any ads at this point will be holding their helmet in games all season, not playing. I'd agree with you on that for sure." Yeah, going back to that Celebration Bowl, the ball placement from Shador was next level on that throw. Um, oh, and the throw to Travis versus Alcorn. Yeah, Shador is lethal to Travis. Yeah, that's what makes it so interesting, man, because it's something that I, their dynamic is just so special. You want to see Travis on the field all the time, but at the same time, I mean, we need him on defense, man. We're really going to need Travis on defense for sure. But man, yeah, this offense, man, once it starts clicking, it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, Real Big Pip. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're having a wonderful day. But man, yeah, throw in the comments, man. Like, who are some other guys that you want to see us dive into? You know, we got Jacob Page. We've been talking about a lot today, and yeah, let me know. I mean, we still got another month till camp, and I got plenty of time to get on here and talk with y'all about buffs. Brent, do you think our freshmen will stay at the program instead of transferring? I think the majority of them will. I think that, you know, if we're thinking that all these guys are all going to pan out or, you know, stay here throughout their 4 years, I mean, that's just not how college football works now. So I think, you know, we will see someone or some of these guys leave, but I would think that a lot of the guys that I am really bullish about in the freshman class, you know, um, such as, you know, the high end wide receivers that we've brought in, some guys that I like in the defensive back room, Carter Stoutmeyer. Again, I think he'll be playing this year, so I don't see him leaving, especially with being so close with Coach Prime and his family. Jaden Milner Jones, you know, was a last second flip from SMU to here. And I mean, our safety group is pretty deep right now. I think I would expect him to redshirt, but he's somebody that I really do believe in, and I hope he sticks around for sure. Oh yeah, Tajay McCoy. Yeah, it's been a while since I've looked at his stuff. Again, some of the guys that committed as freshmen for this year, kind of posted some videos on them months ago before my channel really started taking off. And yeah, it would be good to dive into them. Jordan Dominic, yeah, coming over from Arkansas, would love that. Yeah, some will transfer because of time. You know, some may not. And, you know, that's just the reality of it. And I would rather us, you know, continue to bring in the most talented guys as possible and see who rises to the top. And if some of them want to leave to make sure that they're playing somewhere else, um, they, you know, they should be able to do that. You know, this is a very finite window that you have to put on tape to get to that next level. You only got a few years to do it. Sean P says, I can't wait to see the rotation of receivers and situations and DBs. Yeah, man. I think it's just going to be a lot of fun. But man, yeah, one of my guys, be doing a video on him soon. Javon Antonio, man, like that guy's a beast. And I can't wait to see what he does, man. He's going to be a lot of fun. Exactly, especially in altitude, Sean P. When we're threatening deep, we're just blazing past guys. We're rotating guys out real fast. Anthony Steele, of the freshman class, who do you see being redshirted? Maybe I can throw this in here. Who do I not see as being redshirted? I think we'll see a handful of them. I'll just pull up the list right here, and I'll just run through it. All right, let's take a look here. Yeah, I saw that comment real quick. Alton McCaskill would be fun to dive into. But yeah, let me know if there's any way that y'all know how to get like some of that all 22 tape from college. So guys that I'll see playing immediately, or not burning a red shirt year or whatever, or burning their red shirt rather. Of course, Cormani, Dylan Edwards. I think you'll see them. Some of our freshmen wide receiver, that's a little bit up in the air. I really do feel like it's kind of 50-50 with them. Adam Hopkins, Omarion Miller, Tajay McCoy. I think you'll see him playing. I think we're a little thin at linebacker as well. So, man, I really like Morgan Pearson. I really do. But, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see him redshirt. I don't think Ryan Staub will redshirt. Carr Stoutmeyer won't. I don't see Isaiah Jada redshirting. Jacob Page, I could see him doing that. 6'2", 2.5. Okay. Maybe he's 6'3" by now. Asad Wasim, I could see him redshirting if he's not doing any returning, anything like that, along with Jordan Onavue. Jack Wilty won't. Isaiah Harge, I think he will. Victory Johnson, I don't think he will. We'll just have to see. I think Kofi Barracks Taylor Barracks will redshirt. Again, coming over from England. Jaden Miller-Jones, I think you will see him redshirt. Kason Wiseman, I don't think you will, just because of how thin we are right now at the quarterback position outside of Shador. And Hank Zielinskis, I think you will see him redshirt. So, man, that's I don't know. Just going off of it, maybe that's about half the class. What do y'all think? All right. Freaking! I love how this is like an inside joke that like everybody knows about by now. Man, I feel like the first day or like that first week, he was one of our first commits, and then just we heard nothing from him after like the one interview he did. Where is he at now? Where is Anthony Robinson? Where is this mysterious Anthony Robinson? That's the JUCO All-American with no tape. Yeah, hopefully we can get Xavier. DEEBO Atkins. Also, why do all these players have their middle or nicknames as DEEBO now? I gotta know. Yeah, Jordan Buchanan, I think a lot of people were expecting him to commit here. Didn't work out. Bummer. Best of luck to him, though. Dang, Anthony Robinson isn't even at FSU. Where'd he go? Where'd he go, man? All right, y'all. Um, yeah, CU's doing a great job recruiting the defensive line for 24. Let's just go ahead and freaking take a look at this here real quick. I mean, I'm excited about it too. Oh man. You guys just got me cracking up about Anthony Robinson. Y'all are hilarious. All righty. All right. So right now we are at 50. I guess some other schools have been getting some more commits because I think we were up to like 30 or 31 just a little bit ago. But obviously, Aaron Butler, we'll see him play. I think more so wide receiver than cornerback. Yeah, Brandon Davis Swain, he's going to be a fantastic defensive lineman for this team, along with Omar White. I I really like Omar White. I really hope he whatever's going on with that legal situation, whether it's like an alleged robbery or whatever, get him out here. Just get him out here already. That way he just doesn't even need to worry about any of that, you know. But then his teammate, Eric Brantley, I mean, he's a very twitchy, speedy guy. I really like him as well. And then yeah, then we got filling out a little bit of the rest of our offense. So Carl Lewis, essentially a four-star wide receiver in my opinion. Danny O'Neal, big time quarterback, and we'll see how he performs this senior year. A very accurate passer, seems to run some pretty advanced concepts for high school right there in Indiana as well. So excited to see where he goes and how much he grows, right? And then, of course, we got Michael Welch. I'll always say this, man. I feel like he's our version of Clinton Portis. Really dynamic running back. It's going to be a great 1-2 punch with Dylan Edwards, especially because I think I would expect Alton McCaskill to be one and done here, to be off to the NFL next year. And then, of course, one of our favorite buffs already, the online community, Talon Chandler. I mean, that guy's always recruiting on Twitter. He's been doing so many interviews. This guy's a buff. He's been here so many times already, and glad to know he's enjoyed his visits at the Rio Grande restaurant. Got a nice little rooftop bar up there, a nice little happy hour, all that. All right, y'all. I'll take a look at a few more comments, and then I really do got to get out of here. But I enjoy talking with you as always. Anthony Steele says Omar White is out. Omar White would be higher, but off the field concerns have dropped him. Yeah, for sure. Do y'all know if there's like a court date or anything like that? Mr. Maurice says Omarion Miller will lead all freshmen in receiving stats. I could see that. I could definitely see that happening, man. It's going to be a lot of fun, man, to see all these guys work. Aggravated assault, that's what it was. So we'll see how all that turns out. But my guess is, if all that legal stuff kind of checks out, it's taken care of, he gets probation or whatever it is, or it ends up like not being super serious, I think you'll see him here. But I think all the legal stuff will determine whether he's going to be here or not. That's probably why CU hasn't commented on it. They just want to see how it's all going to play out. All righty. 24 class is decent, but CU need another top 3 transfer class to supplement. Completely agree with you, man. The 40-40-20 model while recruiting. Yeah, I mean, I bet you'll probably see this freshman class, whatever, probably be around, give or take a few, 15 guys, right? 15, 16 guys. And then we'll supplement the rest with transfers. But I think they're going to be a little bit more picky here with their freshmen moving forward. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for your time. This was great hopping on here. Yeah, we're going to get to another top 20 class. I'm not worried about the numbers right now. But, y'all, thank you so much for the support. This is fun hopping on and chatting with you guys every single day. Be sure, if you're watching the replay, to let me know other guys you want to see. I'm making note. And until then, I'll be back, whether that's today or tomorrow. And as always, Sco Buffs.